You love your cat, right? Of course you do. We all want what's best for them. But what if that daily scoop of food, the one they seem to go crazy for, is secretly causing them harm? Well, today we're going to uncover the most common feeding mistakes that even the most loving cat owners make. We're going to find out what's really lurking in their bowl.
Think about it. Every single meal, every little treat, it all adds up. And you know, a lot of the most common health issues vets see, we're talking obesity, kidney problems, so many of them can be traced right back to a simple misunderstanding about their food. And it all starts with one single crucial biological fact.
This right here, this is the golden rule of cat nutrition. Unlike dogs or humans, cats are what's called obligate carnivores. It's a fancy way of saying that for them, meat isn't just a preference, it's a biological command. Their entire system, from their teeth to their gut, is designed to run on animal protein, not plants. If you remember just one thing from this entire explainer, make it this.
Okay, so if cats are basically tiny fuzzy carnivores built for meat, why is the pet food aisle so darn confusing? Let's dive right into myth number 1. What's actually in the bowl and how it so often ignores that golden rule we just talked about.
Wow, this chart really says it all, doesn't it? In the wild, a cat's diet is maybe 1 or 2% carbohydrates. That's it. Now look at the other side. So many commercial foods are just loaded with carbs. Their little bodies simply were not designed to process all of that stuff.
So where are all these sneaky carbs coming from? Well, they're often used as cheap fillers. So next time you're looking at an ingredients list, watch out for things like potato, corn, and wheat. If those are near the top of the list, that is a huge red flag. Even the yummy-looking gravy in wet food often uses high-carb thickeners to get that texture.
And this brings us to a really dangerous trend, trying to feed cats a vegan diet. Look, here's the hard science. Cats absolutely need certain nutrients, like taurine and some specific vitamins that they can only get from meat. It's just not found in plants. Without them, they can suffer from irreversible organ damage. So the conclusion here is simple, and it's totally non-negotiable. A cat cannot be a vegan, period.
You know, it's so tempting to choose a food based on price. I get it, but a lot of the time, that just means you're buying what is basically meat-flavored cereal. I love how one source put it, that cheap cat food is 1000% awful. And it doesn't just cause tummy trouble in the short term, it can actually lead to a shorter life. And trust me, the long-term vet bills can end up costing way more than the savings on food.
All right, so we figured out what should be in the bowl, but that leads us right to myth number 2. How much is too much? Because it is incredibly easy to overfeed our cats, even when we're feeding them the good stuff.
You know that big bowl of kibble that's just left out all day for the cat to graze on? Well, that's called free feeding, and vets say it's one of the biggest causes of feline obesity. It totally goes against their nature. Cats are predators. They're wired to eat small meals after a successful hunt, not to just snack all day long. So, vets recommend we mimic this with scheduled feedings, usually once in the morning and once around dusk.
So how much should you be feeding them? Okay, here's a fantastic little rule of thumb. Take your cat's ideal weight in pounds and just multiply it by 30. So for your average 8-pound cat, you're looking at about 240 calories a day. Now, this is a starting point, of course, but it's a super simple way to get yourself in the right ballpark.
And this little chart puts it all into perspective. It shows exactly where those calories should come from. See that tiny sliver? Treats and other little extras should be no more than 10% of their total daily food. You gotta think of them like candy. Sure, they're a nice treat, but they're often high calorie and don't have the balanced nutrition your cat actually needs to be healthy.
Okay, on to our third and final category of myths, and this one comes from a really simple mistake, applying our human logic, or even our dog logic, to our very unique feline friends. Let's tackle the human food rules.
Ah, the classic image, right? A cute little cat happily lapping up a saucer of milk. Well, I hate to break it to you, but that is a complete and total myth. After kittens are weaned, most cats lose the enzyme they need to digest lactose in milk, so giving them milk is basically a recipe for an upset stomach, gas, and diarrhea. Not so cute.
Now, if you've got both a cat and a dog, it is so tempting to let them share food, but please don't. Their food is absolutely not interchangeable. Sure, a stray nibble of dog food here and there won't hurt, but if a cat eats only dog food long-term, it'll lead to severe malnutrition.
It's just not formulated for a carnivore, it's made for an omnivore, and it doesn't have nearly enough animal-based protein.
And let's not forget the most important human food of all, water. This is so critical. Dry food has almost no moisture in it, so a cat on a kibble diet needs to drink a lot of water to stay hydrated. But here's the thing. Even cats on a wet food diet need constant access to a fresh, clean bowl of water.
Okay, so we've gone through the problems. We know the myths. Now let's get to the solutions. This next part is all about making you a pro at reading the label. We're going to empower you to walk down that pet food aisle with total confidence.
This chart is a total game changer. I know, food labeling rules are designed to be confusing, but this breaks it down so simply. If the label just says chicken cat food, it has to be 95% chicken. Awesome. But if it says cat food with chicken, it could have as little as 3%. Can you believe that? The wording makes a massive difference.
And here are a few more pro tips for you. Ingredients are always listed by weight, so you want to see a named protein, like chicken or salmon or turkey, as the #1 ingredient. And be really skeptical of vague terms like meat byproducts. You want to know exactly what animal that meat is coming from.
So, once you've picked out a fantastic new food, you might be tempted to just swap it out right away. But hold on, a sudden change can really upset a cat's sensitive digestive system. The key is to do it slowly, over about 7 to 10 days. This slide gives you the perfect roadmap. You just gradually increase the amount of new food while you decrease the old. Easy does it.
At the end of the day, we are the gatekeepers to our cat's health. They can't go to the store and choose for themselves. They trust us completely to make the right choice for them. So after all this, I want you to go take a look at their food bag. Based on what you've just learned, what's one simple change you can make today to give your cat a healthier and happier life?